Let's see, here's one of my handles in ash with a big fat head blocking the view of the palm swell. Go away, Toots. Thank you. Just a basic, nice but basic. Now that we are kind of oriented with our palm swells, this was not out there. This is a palm swell in the making. That's still rough cut. I kind of saved that till the end. There's one that's glued up and ready to roll. But let's look at sort of my process. Now there's two things that I want to say about laminated palm swells, and they're both positive. The first is it's going to allow you to go to your hardwood retailer and pick out lumber S3S 5/4, which is 1 1/16 inches. It will allow you to get thinner or less thick wood versus having to have, basically, if you have a handle that is going to have a big bodacious palm swell like this is how big your board has to be, or actually bigger. And so you end up cutting away a lot of wood. It's quite wasteful. Cutting a few slivers to increase the thickness of the situation down here alleviates that. As far as making handles for money, it will allow me as a producer to have my boards cut at, say, or have my boards slabbed at 2 1/4 inches, and then I can get 2 handles out of one, which is just more efficient use of the wood. So now that we've talked about the thickness of these dudes, here's a pair of saddle cruisers that I'm making for somebody, and these are actually these actually did come out of the same board. Let's see if I can find. They are book matched. Yeah, there you go. So these are, they would have been together. So I ran it through the saw like that. So anyway, basically, once you have your blank made, you just pick a species of wood, definitely make them the same size, and you need to have a point this way and this way. Whether it's on these, I just used the edges, and here I use the end of the handle to orient these. You want these to be the same height here so that you have mirror images on both sides. Obviously, it's not as important when you're doing something that is, you've matched the grain and it's the same species or a similar species. The persimmon is really close to the hickory. The only thing that I would recommend is making sure your grain on your palm swell is lined up with this grain. In other words, they're parallel. If you turn this grain going this way, they will fight each other when they expand and contract and cause big time problems for you. So, then it just comes down to shaping. This one is almost shaped, and they come out pretty close. I still have to work on the butt of this. This handle right here doesn't have a mommy or a daddy yet. The technique that I don't agree with is the fellas, or the gals and the fella, but they come in like this, and I've seen some of these quite deep. I'm just going to go 1/4. Now let me put this away. Now we have a 1 inch thick piece of material, roughly. And I've cut a shoulder here, so that would, if you're gonna if this is gonna be laminated, obviously you would have another 1/4 of an inch here. And where this line is, we're going to remove all of this material right here. Gonna see what we can see just for. And we're close to our line. So now the idea, we'll glue that in there like so. Obviously we'll hang over, but so you can see it, that'll be our glue line right there. And then this will be just a glue joint, which I don't like. To my mind, an axe handle should be a continuous type of thing, and it should blend. The laminated palm swells that I do and the way these are set up, is this perimeter will get cut out, and then these will get shaped just like a normal palm swell. And what you'll end up with is this sort of a rounded off triangle, just nicely feathering in to the handle. Now, if it's a different species of wood like this, of course you're going to see that. Now let's go back over here. The main reason that I don't like this is strength. By cutting a shoulder here and cutting a shoulder here, from here on out, you've basically reduced this to whatever this is going to end up, 5/8, 3/4, whatever. You've basically cut all of these wood fibers right here. And it just, I don't even want to talk about the physics of it. I just want to talk about that it just doesn't seem like a logical thing to do. I don't even like the straight line going across the handle. I think it just, if you want to build a drawer, build a drawer. So that's my take. Ultimately, it's to save out trees. It's to not waste trees. Let me see if I can find off-fall. Yes, I can. Let's take a look at the off-fall from Dan Kane's axe. There's one side, and here's the other side. So I'm putting these together, and I have a little bit over 3/4 of an inch. So all for a nice big palm swell. And that's been the way of the world forever. All just something to think about. All right, I'm gonna shut the shop down, and I will pick this back up when I get home. If you feel like there's something that I did not cover on this, leave it in the comments and let's get it discussed. I'm all for somebody hitting me up in the comments. Let's keep it rolling. let's figure all this out together. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. I think it's Tuesday right now. I'm not exactly sure, but we're gonna get through the week. Robert, get well, buddy, and we're gonna get you there. Your axe is coming soon. I'll talk to you all later.